Actually, Tim, let me see your mic 1 sec. We're going to try something here. Sorry to do this to you, man. You don't get a mic stand anymore.
Okay.
There we go.
Sounds good.
All right, everyone. Welcome to another episode of, what are we? People versus Paranormal?
People.
Yeah, so welcome. I feel like we haven't done this in forever. And that's because we haven't. We've been wicked busy doing all sorts of fun stuff, like
got a barbecue
Pokemon.
coming up.
Oh yeah, we got that. Been putting out videos. Thank you for everyone who has subscribed. Just investigations. We started filming season 2. Been seeing some places, seeing some things. We're doing some more stuff. Starting tomorrow.
Tomorrow night.
Where are we going tomorrow? Apparently, Anthony's going to throw something.
Anthony's throwing stuff.
Jesus.
Going to Connecticut, doing some an old National Guard armory.
Nice.
Which should be real nice.
And that'll be real close to Lauren.
Yes, very happy. I can drive a half an hour.
So I really feel like I don't know what I'm doing. It's been so long.
Well, we thought that this episode would probably be about haunted objects.
Ooh.
I think that's what you were getting at.
Well, I'm going to point the finger at Lauren. It was her idea. I didn't have any.
We have Annabelle 2 that came out last week, so I figured haunted objects would be a great topic.
Absolutely. Didn't get a chance to go see. Been really busy, but anybody seen that yet?
Nope.
No, unfortunately.
I'll watch it tonight for this.
Oh.
Fancy.
So maybe we should go through some of the world's most famous, well-known haunted objects.
Absolutely. We got a bunch of them. Actually, I actually looked at the Conjure chest. The story goes that this chest was built by a servant. It was ordered by his owner to build it for him. And he ended up murdering the servant because he didn't like the object. Well, unfortunately, the actual object became cursed. It resulted in 16 deaths throughout the history of the Cooley family line. The chest is now on display in the Kentucky History Museum. I can't imagine. I mean, can you imagine like going to a flea market and buying a chest and being like, "Oh, that's the coolest thing I ever got."
Hired to build it. It's like,
Yeah,
oh,
right.
Get paid.
It's like, oh yeah, great, bud. Thanks a lot. Appreciate that. There's a lot of stories of stuff that have been haunted, though. Yeah. I have a personal experience. My sister Angel rented a house down in Palmer, and she had bought a bunch of stuff at a tag sale, and it was from an old gentleman's club.
All right.
Yes, it was. Well, actually, it was
Tim's ID from when he was 18.
Stop it. It was actually an ashtray and a bunch of old like drink holders and stuff like that, and she used them. They weren't coasters, but they actually held the drinks and stuff. And she didn't have anything going on in her house for years. And she bought that stuff, and that night they're non-smokers. All she could smell was cigar smoke in the house. I believe, Ben, you and I spent some time. We went there. We spent some time in Palmer.
No, actually, I was not there for that one. It was you and Davis.
Oh, it's me and Davis. Yeah. And we got some cool stuff, some energy. She actually, we actually told her that, it's probably the objects that she picked up. And she got rid of them like the next day. No problems, nothing. But they used to hear like a bar was going on, like there was a bunch of people drinking and music in the background, and no one was there. So it was a pretty neat. But that's a personal story with haunted objects.
That's cool.
I've got one that's not on our current list, but it's Robert the Doll, and I believe it's out of some kind of island in the possibly Caribbean or something. But this Robert the doll is still on display at I think it's an old fort or something, but he moves, he stares at people when they walk by, and he's supposed to be cursed and demonic and a bunch of other stuff.
He's actually in the Zach Bagans Museum right now.
Is he? Yeah. I did not know that.
One of the things is if you do not ask permission to take his photo, he attaches himself to you.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, he's kind of creepy. A little sailor with like a potato-looking head. Sorry,
Zach
Robert.
Bagans has a museum now?
Yeah, in Las Vegas. It just opened.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he collects all the stuff, including the Dybbuk box.
Ooh.
Or
Good subject.
I think there's actually multiples of these, but there's a well-known one. And basically, it looks like a little wine box. And it is said to contain a Jewish demon.
Yeah, there was a movie. It was...
Was it the Possession?
I don't know. I can't remember, but it was really scary.
I think it was actually called the Dybbuk box because I was with a little girl. It ended up attaching to her.
Yeah.
I saw that.
I need to consult the internet. Give me 5 seconds.
But that actual doll too. One of Zach's employees went and said something about he went over and he said say hi to the doll, and he screamed or something like that and made a joke, and actually Zach made him come back and apologize. Because he didn't want to because what happens is if you insult him or anything like that, bad things happen to you. So he was kind of afraid for his employee to be able to, there was going to be something wrong.
Yeah, didn't he have to come back and apologize or?
Yeah, he apologized. Yeah, he said, "I'm sorry, I didn't mean to offend you."
Yeah, I think with the Dybbuk box it was originally bought on eBay or something.
It was bought on eBay, and a bunch of college kids bought it as a joke. They thought it was funny. They were like, the first guy got it at a sale, like an estate sale. He what he would do is he owned a refinishing business and an antique shop, and he bought the box with a bunch of stuff. It was like a pallet. He ended up bringing it home and bringing it to his actual antique store, and his mother was elderly. She was sat across from it in there where she was waiting for her son to get done from work, and the box opened, and she had a severe heart attack from the Dybbuk box, and she had said that thing's evil. He brought it home because he didn't know where else to put it because it was causing issues. One of his employees was closing up one night and had to shut off all the lights, and she went down in the basement to shut the lights off, and it blew all the lights out, and it locked her down there in the dark.
Oh, jeez.
So she ended up quitting, obviously. But yeah, that's a pretty crazy story.
The movie, you found it?
It was called The Possession.
The Possession.
Yes.
Check it out.
Good movie.
Who else has a scary object? I mean, we were kind of researching real quick, and we came across a whole bunch.
Yeah.
Seems to be a couple common themes. Paintings and dolls, it seems, are like the main two.
Yeah, which we talked about because it's more close to people.
Yeah, it's more us, I guess.
Yeah. I mean, you got like the mirror.
Oh, the Myrtle's Plantation mirror.
Yep. Then you have Annabelle.
Annabelle, everyone knows about. If you don't know about Annabelle, shut your computer off.
Yeah.
Just walk into the woods and cry. 'Cause you should know about Annabelle.
Yeah.
Then there's the wedding dress, chair.
No, the cursed chair of death.
Yeah.
That's
What
a
a
good
name.
one. That was in England.
Is that the one with a bullet hole in it?
No, this guy was like a drunkard. He murdered someone, right? Let's see.
Yeah, guy got into a fight with another guy for sitting in his chair. So then he killed him, and then he threw the body in the woods. They found the body. He was convicted, and then before he died, he said, "If anybody sits in my chair, you're going to die from it," basically. And people have been sitting in it, and then a couple people died, and they put it in a museum and nailed it to the wall so no one sits in it. So it's just kind of sitting there now,
It's kind of crazy.
hanging on the wall.
Yeah.
Wow.
Just imagine, out in our area, we have the Brimfield Flea Market, which is the biggest one in North America.
Yeah, it's the biggest one.
Second biggest in the world, I think. It's huge. If you want to go buy a bunch of crap or really expensive, nice antiques, you can get everything in between.
It's eclectic people, I guess.
Yeah,
you'll meet some interesting people.
facesofwalmart.com or whatever.
Yeah.
They should do one for this place.
So there's also a lot of movie stars that go there too.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
But just imagine, we walk through there all the time, and you just see all the stuff. How much of that is haunted or cursed or
Which, well, basically anything's like secondhand for the most part that people get these days. So who the hell knows where it's been, who's had it, what's attached to it.
Yeah, energy has a tendency to attach, especially objects that these people love so much. Or for example, there was an object, there was a chair that Zach had sat in. Did you see that one? The guy got shot in the chair, and there's a bullet hole that came out the other side of the chair. That's awesome. They said that you feel, you feel energy and you get chest pains, and he did on TV anyway. So
more or less feeling what happened, the experience that happened in the chair. You feel what actually happened there. Oh. So it's kind of like being on acid, I guess, in a way.
Yeah, right.
Reoccurring things.
Paranormal psychedelic drugs.
Yeah, more or less.
So has anyone else had any experiences with... Oh, Lauren is typing away furiously on her phone.
So at Belcourt Castle in Newport, Rhode Island, there is a bunch of old sets of armor there. And my favorite when I was a kid was actually the talk of the screaming, I think it was skull that supposedly is inside one of the helmets or like something.
Metal or
yeah.
Two pieces.
Yes, and it's supposed to scream at midnight or something. But that was a fond memory of mine, was touring Belcourt Castle.
I would love to have that. Like just
yeah, right. Midnight, start screaming. You're like,
wake up!
Was that the one you live streamed on Facebook?
No, that was up in Gloucester, Mass. Right. Live stream didn't happen because the signal was terrible.
We saw some of it, though. I think it was like 10 minutes of it.
Yeah, I just did a regular video. Tomorrow I'll be live streaming from Seaside Sanatorium in Waterford. Just a little tidbit.
So those of you guys who follow us, you get to see 2 live videos from us tomorrow. It's exciting. You're welcome.
Seaside Sanatorium. How'd you get to go there?
It is an old sanatorium for TB patients down in Waterford, Connecticut. I'm just taking a walk there. It's open to the public. The building is not, but it's a state park that you can just walk by and take pictures, and you can see in the windows, and hopefully it doesn't get rained out. So, yeah.
Interesting.
Sweet. So, anyone else experience haunted objects, cursed items?
Sort of.
Yeah. Let's hear it.
I don't know if it's... Well, the painting in your room.
We'll get into that.
Well, it kind of has to do with...
Are we talking about Emily?
Yeah, it kind of has to do with last week, what I told you.
You know I have the memory of an earthworm, so...
No, I know. I typically don't bleed a lot or at all getting tattooed, and I flipped the picture off before you tattooed me.
Oh, yeah.
And I kept bleeding abnormally.
5-minute tattoo took about an hour to do.
Yeah, it was pretty bad, actually. So...
Wow.
So I'll go into the history of Emily, as we call her. Many, many moons ago, we did an investigation at this place called Faces of Phobia. It was a haunted house put on by a high school drama class. And it was the best haunted house I've ever seen.
It's great.
The theatrics are great, props, whatever. The staff was telling us that there was a little girl spirit named Emily. And we went through the whole night and did our thing. But before the investigation, one of our mediums called us up and said, hey, I have a feeling there's going to be something there pretending to be a little girl. Just so you know, it's not a little girl. It's something pretending to be. And just make sure you do a cleansing when you go home. So like idiots, 4 o'clock in the morning rolls around. We're there with the Rock 102 radio station, and we just want to get the hell out of Dodge. So they unlocked the door. We literally got locked in. Like, we couldn't leave if we wanted. Guy comes at 4 in the morning, lets us out, and we're like, let's go. No cleansing, whatever. So this thing, we got EVPs of a little girl saying its name was Emily. And someone painted this picture of a little girl with a ghostly hand. And she actually investigated that night with us, too. And on the back of the painting, without even knowing, she wrote the name Emily. None of us had known the name. And, yeah, it just feels Emily's kind of attached to that painting in some way. I cleanse it regularly. Actually, Anthony's fiance came over 3 months ago, and the bathroom was next to that room. She came out, and she's like, there's something in that room, isn't there? Something evil. And I'm like, how do you know? It's 12:30 in the afternoon. And she's like, I can sense it. Yep, that's Emily.
Then there was another experience, a week or 2 ago in your car? And it wasn't just me? Yeah, I think we had just gotten to my parents' house, and it felt like something fell behind my legs.
But there was scary as shit.
So we get in my parents' driveway, we stop, and it feels like a water bottle or his phone fell behind my knee, and it hit me in the knee, enough to where it feels like someone's putting pressure and pushing you. Nothing there. We thought it was a snake in the car. We looked all through the car.
Yeah,
There was
we thought
nothing.
there's something.
Nothing in the
Snake
car. So I think about 10, 15 minutes later, we're driving. The same exact thing happens to him.
Yeah, my left leg. It
Completely
felt like,
different seat.
Felt like a hand grabbing the back of my
Yes.
head, like all the way around, like fingers touching fingers. Like,
Yep.
Wow.
So that was fun.
That's crazy.
don't know if that was anything attached to Emily or if it was just something random. But
Something from somewhere we've been
it
recently.
wasn't normal. It was
No, definitely not.
paranormal.
Definitely.
Yeah. Yeah, attachments are crazy, man, I'll tell you.
So, what makes you think an item gets an attachment? Like we talked with dolls and paintings because they resemble us in a way. Like, I'm not going to attach myself to like a pickle. Pickle Rick.
No, but it's probably something that I'm sure they can sense things that people like and or are attracted to.
Oh, so it's an easier way to pull people in.
Yeah, it's more or less like an easier way for you to get to interact with it.
Yeah.
That's a good theory.
So you're not going to like possess a dog turd.
No, or like a spoon or something. I mean, yeah, everybody uses a spoon, but like something that's I don't know.
We can open a business where we cleanse silverware for you.
Well, like my dog. My dog wants attention. I'm always holding my phone, so it sits on my phone. So it's like, oh, hey, pay attention to me. Something on the idea of that.
All right, so we've been talking about these possessions or the hauntings, whatever, and they all seem to be evil. You guys ever heard of anything positive being attached to an item?
No.
I think it's how the person interprets it. 'Cause, you got the Warrens Museum, you get the Zaffis Museum over in Old CT, and there's hundreds of objects in there, and I really doubt that all of those objects have some evil intent to them.
Yeah.
I think it's just how people interpret it.
Well, technically, places that are haunted have things attached to them, so it's...
Yeah.
And although at first they all seem great, and they all seem nice, but then depending on how long you talk to it, if you provoke it, it shows what it really is, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm sure, like, things... Like, good things happen.
I'm sure, like, if a loved one has passed on and, like, give little Timmy or... Oh, not this little Timmy. That's medium Timmy.
Yeah.
Give little Joey, like, a pocket watch from Dad that passed away. Maybe Dad's there to protect him.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm sure shit like that's happened.
Well, didn't I hear a story about the actual history of the Chucky doll? Wasn't there a doll or something like that was based on?
Based off of My Buddy was the toy it was based off of.
Right, but I think there was a different doll that was involved in that.
The My Buddy was an actual toy from the 80s, and the killer side was actually based on a real. I think he was a serial killer. Like he was doing all these like voodoo rituals to sacrifice people. I think he was actually trying to possess an object or something.
Mm.
But if you look at the My Buddy dolls, which they're actually more terrifying than Chucky.
Yeah, they're actually pretty creepy.
They are creepy.
My Buddy.
An antique place next
we can
to
climb a tree.
one of our berry stores actually had one for sale for $30.
Nice.
I was actually going to buy it, then they closed the next day.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
Those things, they're creepy as hell.
Yeah, but I thought there was a different, there was a doll or some sort of, if you're going to look that up, because I think it was based on an older doll, and then it was what it would do. People would come in contact with it, and they die. They'd have some accidents and stuff like that would happen. Because I was seeing that the other day. I was looking that up the other day. And
It's Teddy Ruxpin.
yeah.
Speaking of possessed dolls, actually, that's a kind of a point we can make.
Hi, I'm Teddy Ruxpin.
These talking toys that seem possessed, but they're just like getting old. Their batteries are dying. Teddy Ruxpin.
Yeah.
My Pee Wee Herman doll.
I was going to say my Pee Wee Herman doll.
He sounds like
satanic.
Satan,
Yeah, mine still does it.
Nice.
But then you do get the random ones where like just the middle of the night, be on your floor. It just starts talking.
The Furbies were always creepy.
Oh, God, yeah.
I think they were like biting kids' fingers off too or something.
All right. Hard plastic on soft skin was not good.
Do we think that when people buy these haunted objects, are these spirits using this object as a way to move between locations or something? Or like, what are your thoughts on that?
Could be.
Yeah, but does it mean that it's trapped in there, or can it just go to something else?
Could be both.
That's a good question.
Because I mean, spirits can move wherever they want, anytime they want, however they want. But if something is in an object, can it leave it?
Well, let's look at the Annabelle doll.
Well, look at the Ouija boards and stuff. You said if you break it apart, that'll just release it.
Yeah. If there's something trapped in the board that you didn't put back in its realm properly and you broke it, you're leaving the cage open, essentially. But maybe they are trapped in certain things. Like maybe they have to put themselves fully into this to do it.
Like, isn't that the whole concept of Annabelle?
Yeah, because you gotta, like, with regular hauntings, spirits, ghosts, whatever, there's not a lot of physical stuff that happens. They can't harm us. It's all scare. Then you get these cursed objects that are killing people. It's a whole different type of power there. So maybe it's like a sacrifice for, like, I give up my freedom so I can punch this dude in the balls every day.
So it's better to keep it as is rather than try and destroy it or whatever.
Or seal it.
Would not destroy it.
Well, that's everyone's first thing. Like,
yeah, because then you just
take Chucky.
We'll burn it. We'll bury it. We'll break it up and throw it in the trash.
Yeah, and that never seems to work.
You got to seal it.
It always makes everything worse.
Yeah, I've heard sealing with salt.
Oh, I've heard tons of different ways.
But there's a whole bunch of ways.
I think it all depends on what it is too.
Yeah. Well, Ouija board. I'm sure there's a bunch of ways there too. But then once you have the object, that's no longer an issue. What do you do with it? Hang it on your wall, Ben.
Yeah. Ouija boards are like the internet of the spirit world. You can find anything there, but you probably will not like any of it. So yeah, we've just killed a whole whopping 21 minutes.
Woohoo!
And I'm at a total loss.
Yep.
In a food coma.
Well, it doesn't help you cook good.
No. So let's talk about I don't know.
Exactly.
How about some of the new gear we got?
Oh, yeah, that's a good idea.
Yeah. So we picked up a bunch of new basic film equipment, so we can do all our daylight shots and stuff. We got.
There's a dog.
We got new lights and mic packs and microphones and a second camera and cool rigs, and everything looks nice and pretty, matching. We got finally
the REM pod. Pretty sweet.
It's actually pretty cool. The place that manufactures them, the DAS, is about an hour from my house, so I thought I'd drive down and purchase one, which turns out they don't keep them in stock there. They build them to order. It takes a couple weeks. But ordered some gear, and it came in, and it's wicked awesome.
Yeah, our first usage is going to be tomorrow night.
Yep, the armory.
It's going to be exciting.
Supposedly a man hung himself there.
That's the reports where we did some research and couldn't seem to find anything, but sometimes those things go unnoticed in the public eye. So
we'll try to figure out what's up with this dude, see if he hung around.
If he hung around.
Cue the rim shot.
Yeah,
So yeah, we get that. We get another spirit box. My favorite, honestly, though, is this cart.
Yes.
We got a folding cart, which is going to be awesome for lugging gear.
One trip now instead of 20.
Yeah, we have, I don't know, 15 different cases of gear and then bags of cords and stuff. And it'd be nice to just wheel it all, or have the camera guys wheel it all.
Yeah, that would be nice. The only thing is not all of our locations are.
Yeah.
But, I mean, it'll be great for the big ones we do, especially the Armory. The Armory's huge. And the Trolley Museum's coming up.
Trolley Museum. Can't wait.
That'll be a lot of fun.
That one actually has a documented death. There's evidence.
Yep. Unfortunately, a gentleman had an accident on a trolley, and it didn't end well, unfortunately. And he still resides there, and multiple people have seen him. And they're pretty good people that haven't made up stuff, and it just randomly happens, It's like, hey, we just saw so-and-so up on upstairs. They're like, what do you mean you just saw him? He's no longer living. Obviously, he was up there. But just like you and I mean, that's kind of cool. Ben remembers those days. Ben, you remember the last time you had an experience with a full-body apparition who looked like a person?
Oh, I've had many, and my reaction's gotten better. Last time, I jumped back, and then I went forward. I think I almost bowled Lauren over when I jumped back, because I was like, ah! The first time, however, I did the Scooby-Doo run.
Oh, yeah, screamed like a girl. Yeah, absolutely. And I can't say I blame him. I probably would have done the same thing. Because you thought it was an actual guy coming up the stairs. You're like, what is going on?
You can't be here, man. So, Tim, you brought it up real quick, but we didn't talk about it. The Booby Q.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it's coming up.
Yep.
Get your tickets, folks.
You guys are
local
to our area, Western Mass. We are throwing a fundraiser so we can send our asses across the country and view some of the most haunted locations America has to offer. It's $20. There's going to be food, games, raffles, music, live music, alcohol, us, and then the grand prize raffle. If you guys are interested in ghost hunting, the winner gets to go on an investigation with us and appear in episode or season 2 of People vs. Paranormal. And we guarantee it will be an awesome location. So,
yeah, and that in itself is, worth well over $20.
Yeah,
I mean,
it's worth at least $21.
You're getting fed real good food.
Yep.
You're going to meet a bunch of cool people and, look at our experiences. We're going to have a projector up, right? So they're going to show a lot of our episodes. 1. Plus, on top of it, we're going to have some killer stuff to set up, decorations and stuff like that. I happen to land some pretty good stuff, so come out.
Sick.
Get out there.
Tell your friends.
Lauren, anything new in your end of the woods?
Oh, I've been looking through Connecticut trying to find more places, and Tim seems to have more luck than I am, even though I'm from the damn state.
Whoops.
Yeah. I'm looking into actually getting us into a former funeral home in Middletown that is
Finally. My dream.
And now nonprofit, so working on that, trying to keep professional context and not freak them out too much about it, but hopefully in the next 2 weeks they should probably make a decision.
That would be awesome.
Yes.
I mean, do you think about old funeral home, you think about what movie? A family movie.
Toy Story.
Haunted in Connecticut?
Yeah, unbelievable.
Yes.
Just to have the energy there would be pretty cool to see that stuff. It'd be nice to come into fruition.
And it's going to leave me kind of curious, too, because you die. You go to, the hospital, whatever, first, whatever. Go to the funeral home. Then you go to your grave. So, a lot of hauntings are at homes or stuff. What is the point when you're like, oh, shit, I'm dead. I'm going to hang out here for a little bit. Is the funeral home going to pay off, or is it going to be
I don't know. She hasn't actually seen anything happen, but she knows that, where her office is where they used to prep the bodies and stuff, and she just gets generally freaked out, and that just might be possibly because that it's, her office is where they prep the bodies and stuff, because that would certainly scare the hell out of me.
There you go.
Absolutely.
We've got a lot of great places out in Connecticut I want to get in touch with. Hopefully this year I'm going to try to set something up, which is basically a spirit walk in Middletown, which is a bar walk to all the haunted bars around, and the money's actually going to go to possibly charity or something. I tried to set it up last year, but we've got quite a few places that we're interested. I just didn't set up in enough time.
You mean is that you mean a crawl, not a walk?
Yeah.
Yeah, they have a pretty good one in Northampton. They do the bar crawl.
They do the zombie one too.
The zombie crawl, that's what it is. That's pretty cool. We should do that. Let's plan on that this year.
Dude, alcohol and zombies are my 2 favorite things.
Absolutely. We'll have to get a designated driver driving a van.
Yeah.
All right, let's go. We're dropped off here. Meet us in 5 hours, but make sure you go to the top of the hill because we'll probably be sitting there somewhere.
And obviously, as I mentioned before, that speaking of haunted objects, we had the John Zaffis Museum and Warren Museum in Connecticut, and Stamford and Naugatuck.
So is the Warren Museum still open?
It is. She's just very, very rarely there.
Okay.
Now, does Stanford still have the branch of Thunder Mifflin there, or did that close down? Actually, Naugatuck, that's where my mom's from, too.
Yeah, we've got Naugatuck is home to the White Lady Cemetery, which is another really famous haunted place out in Connecticut, so it's full of great little spots out there.
Why are we doing this podcast then? Let's go.
Cemetery.
But stupid kids vandalized it, so they don't let people in there anymore.
Of course not. Sounds like Spider Gates.
Mm-hmm.
Same
I remember
thing.
going to Spider Gates.
Yeah, same thing. A bunch of vandalism caused, a whole bunch of issues.
Kids, get off my grave.
Plus, there was a lot more than a bunch of kids drinking up there. They were doing all kinds of crazy things up there. So
yeah. And that always brings us back to the fact is get permission and don't be a jerk when you go to these places because it ruins things for everybody.
It's all about respect.
Yes.
It's so hard to get into anywhere now.
Yeah, we're finding out. Yeah. I mean, the big places we've always wanted to say, oh, yeah, now we're insured and everything will be good. And, there's still no reply. It's like you said, Ben, either you tell us yes or you tell us no. I mean, that's simple.
It's like a sales pitch, Yeah.
No problem. We'll move on. We won't to have so much time and energy into one place that we really want to do.
I think we're having great luck at these new places that we're going to, though, because I don't know how
I
you
love
guys
fresh
feel
places.
about the new places, but I think when you go into a place like that and you interact with whatever might be there, they get really excited, and you're bound to get a more positive response that way.
Especially when no one's done it.
Exactly,
So-
Yeah,
exactly,
right.
yeah. But if you go to, like, God, what's famously haunted around here, like Lizzie Borden's house or
Yeah.
something,
Yeah.
I mean, it's going to be, they see the same thing over and over and again, but these spirits are willing to interact because we're actually reaching out to them, so.
Yeah.
Especially the Victory.
Victory was
Love
awesome.
Victory.
Mhm.
Yeah, that was great.
The next episode of the show will be up soon, probably a week and a half.
And
Yeah, roughly.
We go back to Victory, and some scary shit in that one.
Yeah,
Especially the cats.
yeah,
The cat shot.
yeah. That was a crazy experience for
We're
sure.
gonna have a full blooper reel of nothing but Lauren screaming.
Yeah, I'm sure something will happen tomorrow night, too.
Hey, didn't we have that at the golf course too?
Yep.
Yep.
Oh,
the basement.
yeah,
That's what I'm
yeah.
saying.
Yeah.
Every episode I think has.
Yeah, but she was in a ball then. I think she
Yeah,
got
and then
down.
collapsed on the floor.
That's our
Sure.
I call her our clickbait. The little video clip where she screams like, "I have to watch this."
I love it. Yeah, I love that because you put her in a couple little clips at the beginning. You're like,
Yeah, it was
oh
like
my
a
god, what
couple,
is
yeah.
scared? What scared her so bad? She like went in fetal position on the
Yeah.
floor.
It was just him.
I was like, sorry.
We're entering the hot time right now for paranormal stuff because Halloween's coming
Yep.
up,
It
and
is.
looking forward to going all the theatrical haunted houses and stuff. It's going to be great.
You know what? I'm also speaking of that. I have I'm working on right now. I didn't let you guys know, or I didn't talk to you about it. But my
You're having a sex change.
my nephew's stop it.
Really? About time.
my nephew's girlfriend works at WAF,
Oh, nice.
and
Yeah.
I got to talk to her tomorrow, and we need to get a letterhead of intent to do an investigation, possibly inviting WAF. So that would be kind of cool.
Yep.
You know, she's I think she's like project manager or something like that.
Nice.
So, you know, all we do is have to give some paperwork, and that's Saturday if I can get some for Saturday.
I got it over here.
All right, that'd be cool. That'd be fun because then we set something up, or they could set something up with us. And I don't know how they want to do it, but
We'll probably try to find something.
yeah.
Big things.
But biggest thing is our barbecue.
Yeah, please come.
Go buy tickets.
Mhm.
Come on, it'll be worth
You
it.
can get them on the website,
Yep.
or if you happen to know us in real life, we have them. Right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Everyone does, yeah?
Yeah, I
I carry them around.
Oh, and if you buy one before the actual event, you get a free raffle ticket for that grand prize we talked about.
Goes on with us.
Who knows? It might be someplace totally awesome.
Yes.
Depends on how long of a car ride you want to be in.
Yeah, well, you know, you just jump in the trunk. We'll bring you there. Don't worry about it. That's part of the deal.
I got roof racks.
All right, fine.
Oh, speaking of car rides, how do we feel about that Bridgewater Triangle?
I'm in.
Possibly soon.
I've been wanting to do that.
I told you guys.
Ben don't like
do
it,
anything once. Twice if I'm drunk enough.
so we'll have to get a case of Not Your Father's
Yeah.
and bring Ben, drag Ben through.
Mhm.
We'll just leave him there,
Spirits.
Randy.
Maybe we'll get some
Spirits?
Zimas from Brian.
Oh, God.
Stop it. But yeah, Bridgewater Triangle. I'd love to.
Yep.
I'm definitely in there. I always wanted to. Spooky and mysterious. Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's outdoors, and I understand Ben's theory of a lot of, contamination from natural stuff, but still, it's got a
We'll just
long
make it a
history.
mission to prove me wrong on this.
All right, sounds good. Mission, yeah, we're going to do that. That's a good challenge.
Yep.
There's a lot of people, a lot of credible people that have been there and had a lot of stuff happen. So, it's
We did
anybody could.
everything up there, UFOs and Bigfoot and
Wasn't it-
Hutchkey-
Wasn't it
Hutchkey
Ronald
or
Reagan
something?
that was
Yeah,
a
something like
pilot and he saw
Yeah,
a
yeah.
UFO off the point there? So
The Phantom Hitchhiker and a couple other things.
that's crazy.
Yes.
Yeah, don't pick up any phantom hitchhikers up there. You never know what's going to happen.
No, 5-minute abs. No.
That's too funny.
So yeah, let's see if we can drag this out another 10 minutes at least. What do we talk
Okay.
about? Because
I
once
don't
we
know.
cut this down even more, it's
Oh, here's a
Yeah.
question. How is anybody ever going to prove that ghosts exist? Should we approach that subject?
Catch him in a bottle.
like to make it 100% to
Correct.
everyone.
Yes.
Yeah, like
Go to Gettysburg.
you ever see that episode of Doctor Who where the Cybermen are all posing as ghosts.
Yes.
And it's going to have to be like that. They're going to have to walk up and like shake your hand and say, hey, I'm actually a ghost.
I get that question constantly.
Then you're
and I really don't know how to answer it.
Internet troll's going to be like, no.
Yeah.
It's fake.
Yeah,
I think it really depends on, you can't prove to anybody else, but when you've seen it with your naked eye yourself, that it's proof enough for you, and I guess that's just what counts.
It's a lot about that people have to have the personal experience. I mean, that's pretty much it. Everybody, I have a lot of people come up to me and go, oh yeah, you go sometimes. Yeah, that's so fake. I'm like, go watch some of our videos.
Yeah, but even people with like personal experiences still don't believe it. Like, oh yeah, that was nothing.
Yeah,
my husband, I could love him dearly, but I could put a ghost in front of him and
I can kick you right in the balls,
slap in the face, and he still would not believe.
Yep. Me and Anthony actually got into the discussion one time about religion with that whole thing, because they'll believe in the Holy Spirit, but not regular spirits. So.
Yeah, I mean, I've had an ex-boyfriend of mine who told me constantly I was going to hell because I believed in spirits, but he was all about...
Yeah, you can believe in God and Satan, but you can't believe in a ghost.
Yeah, I just
how does that make any sense? Technically, Jesus came back and he was a spirit, but apparently it's not real.
Zombie.
Yeah. Well, technically,
He was resurrected.
He was eating bodies and drinking blood.
Yeah, zombie Jesus Day.
Yeah, that's one thing.
Eating bodies and drinking blood. He was turning water into wine. Come on, not into blood.
Every time you go to church, he's like, this is my
blood
body,
of Christ.
Yep.
He's like, eat me, drink me.
Yeah.
This is the body. Yeah. No.
Those crackers were not good.
No, it tastes like pumpkin seeds.
Yes.
I don't know. Pumpkin seeds taste pretty good. That does not. There's no taste to it.
Like
it's like
milk.
Yeah. Oh, you remember?
Unfortunately, my mom ran a daycare, and she used to keep milk in pitchers when it goes bad.
No.
And one of the mothers also had the same container for her breast milk.
Whoops.
And there was a few times where I actually...
Oddly enough, though...
And you poured it on your cereal?
No,
I've had a cereal.
glass of milk.
I've had a pour it on your cereal encounter when I was a kid, and it wasn't great.
No, oddly enough...
I'm like, what's wrong with this milk? They're like, where did you take it up? I'm like, it was in the half gallon. And which one? The half a gallon. Well, what do you mean, which one? I'm like, oh, man.
A lot of pro football players actually drink it.
That's great.
Yep.
Uh-huh.
Nice and sour, apparently.
Oh. No, it was not. No, I ruined a great bowl of cereal. Put it that way. And I was eating Fruity Pebbles, and I put in it. Fruity Pebbles can mask anything. It did not. It did not mask anything at all. Trust me.
Yeah, and you can't look a woman in the eyes the same way after you've tasted her tip milk. You know.
Like,
there we go. There's the podcast we're used to.
What we are actually having a booby-Q, right? Is that what's going on?
Yeah, you know what?
Strippers.
First, Tim's going to haunted strip club. How did we even get onto that subject?
I don't know. Something about you had brought it up. Yeah,
it was you.
Yeah, it was you.
I guess so.
Yeah. You were just being abreast of the situation. That's all.
And which one of these turns off Tim's mic?
Whoops. Sorry. It's hot in here, man.
Yeah,
I'm sweating like
I just had
crazy.
AC off. That's all we would hear.
So yeah,
All right, so what's
watch Facebook and Instagram tomorrow night for our
yes,
Manchester Armory investigation.
Absolutely.
So a little bit of history that we know about this place is it was the National Guard Armory in Manchester, and then it shut down. That's pretty much what we know.
They moved to another armory. They upgraded.
A man, some guy bought it. It was up for sale by the state, the town, whatever. We heard a man died there, hung himself.
Yeah, he bought it. The gentleman that we're going to meet tomorrow, he bought it, and he uses it. One of the back buildings is a shop.
Oh, the garage there?
Yeah, yeah. He uses the garage for a shop. That's usually he's in there a lot. He said he doesn't spend a whole lot of time in the armory right yet. He's like I said to him, I said, have you heard anything there? And he's like, honestly, I don't go in there that often. He's like, I'm not in there at nighttime. Not a place I want to hang out with at night. It's pretty dark in there. And he said, he said, have fun. He goes, you got the whole place. He said, do I need to be there? And I go, no, if you don't want to. He's like, great. He goes, I'll let you guys in. He goes, just lock the doors when you're done. I'm like, okay. I said, how long we got? He goes, however long you guys want to investigate there.
Looks pretty big too.
It's huge.
There's bars on the windows. I don't know if you noticed that.
Yep.
The basement has bars.
Nice.
Kind of cool. Is that keeping things out or keeping things in?
Yeah, that'd be fun. That's going to be a good time.
Are we dressing in any army gear tomorrow night for?
We're gonna have something. We don't have to worry about. Well, unless we want to. I mean, maybe I'll wear a costume. I like wearing costumes. We talked about doing that every episode, dressing up.
Yeah.
I got BDUs. And I think I still got combat boots.
I got some stuff.
Ben, you have a whole storage unit full of stuff.
Yeah.
If you need anything, Ben's the man to have something.
If you need anything medieval themed,
Yeah.
I gotcha.
Anything. So Anthony,
What's up?
how's things? So tell me,
They're going.
how did that feel when something grabbed your leg? That was kind of freaky,
Felt like somebody grabbed my leg. Yeah. Like I said, I literally thought it was his phone falling and hit me in the leg, so I didn't think anything of it. And then it was like holding on to the back of my leg. So I'm like, what the hell? So I went and looked. I'm like, there's literally nothing there.
Did you have any marks on the back of your leg?
I didn't check, but
Well,
I
there was
don't think so.
that bruise that was shaped like a mushroom.
Yeah, there's that too.
Oh, boom, boom. So that happened to you too, Ben?
Yeah, like 10 minutes
Yeah,
down the
roughly.
road. Yeah.
That's crazy.
Like, we literally got out and looked under the seats for a snake because we thought something was crawling around.
That's crazy.
Which is weird because I have protections on my car too.
Mm.
So I don't know, maybe I got to recharge it.
Yeah.
It was one time when my aunt had actually went over to my grandmother's house, the house I got really interested in paranormal, and it was when the house was pretty much shut off from the owners and stuff, and she walked in and it was like a wall. It was just very oppressive in there. And then she left, and all of a sudden the car started coming to life. Like the lights were flashing, and the horn was going off, and walks were going up and down. And she said, "Okay, I know you're here," and then it just stopped.
Wow.
So
Sometimes
Gave it
it's
validity.
like, hey, look at me, look at me,
Yeah.
look at me.
I know you're here. Now leave me alone. That happened to me at work. I said, watch the shadow walk into my office. I'm like, I thought it was somebody. And I went back. I went in there. I'm like, yeah, what's going on? Nobody there. It's a small office where I work on machines. And I was walking around and I heard some voices and stuff. I thought that was somebody over in the RO room. When I go, yeah, did you need something? No one there. And finally, I was like, listen, I have work to do. I'll play with you later. Lunchtime's coming. And I'm like, I'll go downstairs in the morgue later.
Actually, so that makes, I think all of us have a ghost at our work in.
Yeah.
oh god, my office is I hate people. I freaked myself out the other day because I was watching some horror movie on Netflix. I'm really an attentive worker watching Netflix, and
Sounds familiar.
yeah, and I just heard voices out in the hall, and I just scared the hell out of myself. And there was absolutely nobody there. I've had bottles fly off tables and gotten K2 hits, and it's just
Crazy.
It's crazy. And there was a murder right in front of the building back in the 70s. So
Sounds like a time we gotta set some cameras up.
Yeah. Well, you sent me a video of the K2 and stuff.
yeah, it's crazy. I just got to get my my landlord into it because he's not really a believer. So maybe around Halloween time.
Yeah.
Yeah, we have to figure out a Halloween investigation.
Someplace big.
Well, we're there now. I mean, we're just gonna have to start calling around different places, bigger places.
We'll find places. We always do.
Yep. So what are we planning on for the haunted places this year that we're gonna go, like the theme park places and theme
Like the big
haunted
spots.
houses and
We're going to cheese out and do all these big places you see on TV. We're going to go to minimum, I'd like to do Rolling Hills Asylum in Bethany, New York. Trans-Allegheny Lunatic Asylum in Weston, West Virginia, which is the second biggest stone structure in the world besides the what's that big one out in Russia?
Oh, Stonehenge?
No.
Or is that, I don't know where that
That's
is.
Ireland.
Ireland, yeah.
I think. I know the name.
It's a good name.
I'm gonna just cut this crap out when we edit. The Kremlin.
oh wow, really
Yeah, it's the biggest in North America.
nice.
And then third is Eastern States Penitentiary in Philly. And then we
You've been
got
there, right? Did you do that?
Yep.
a few
Not an
other
investigation,
places.
just a visit.
Isn't there one in Ohio, I think?
We looked at a few others. Like, it depends on what we do on this benefit, how much we make, because there's the Ohio Reformery. There's
Isn't that the Shawshank Redemption place, or is that a
Yes.
different one? Okay.
Yep. Oh, I would love to do that. That's one of my favorite
Yep.
movies.
Yeah.
That'd be fun.
So
But
yeah, there's places. There's a few more. There's some local ones. Houghton Mansion. up in Adams, North Adams.
North Adams.
Yeah.
And then, what was the other one? SK Pierce Mansion in Gardner. Gardner, hey.
Gardner. Pack the car in Gardner.
Oh, that's the one they redid, right?
They're remodeling it now.
Which I'd like to get to do an investigation after it's remodeled.
You got to work on that place in Munson that looks like that place.
Oh.
What is that? Right on the hill there where the steeple came off?
That place?
Yeah, the big Victorian mansion there.
Yeah, we got to check that place out.
Then there's
Gotta
a
get
place in West Brookfield. Or is it
Oh.
Brookfield? Brookfield?
Copper Lantern, or
Yes.
Copper Gate, yeah.
Copper Gate, yeah.
So many places around here. It just sucks. Like, no matter where I drive now or I can watch TV, I'm like, I want to investigate there. I want to investigate there. It's like, I'm going to 7-Eleven. Oh, I want to investigate there.
Well, I want to do the Dunkin' Donuts in Connecticut.
Oh God.
He's being serious, too.
Yes.
I am. I'm being very.
Give us a little history on that.
Oh, okay. So, Mayanta, Connecticut, there is another former funeral home, Dunkin' Donuts, right on the main drag, and my brother-in-law and his old team investigated the place back in the early 2000s, and they have things move, and they hear voices, and they stuck their head in the attic, and right there was what looked like the girl out of the movie The Ring. She looked like she had drowned, or she had had a fever, and I was in there recently, and the staff are terrified.
Wow.
I just have to, again, figure out how to approach it because I left my card there and
Should talk to
just
the
didn't
manager.
fight for it. Yeah.
Because I'm sure if the staff's terrified, the manager's got to have some experiences too, because they're the first ones in there.
Mhm. They
Usually.
hate going up in the attic. They just,
Is it supplies up there in the attic?
yeah,
or-
the cups and like the stirrings
Oh.
and, you know.
We got
Nice.
to pull some Frighteners type shit where we got to get friendly with the ghost and have it go to these
Yeah,
places
we were
and
talking about that a
tear
couple weeks
shit up
ago.
Yep, yep.
and then just drop our card.
Anybody that goes into the ladies' bathroom there always gets a creepy feeling. I've experienced it. My aunt did, and my stepkids did too. So.
Maybe it's that dude that hangs out in the corner and watches you.
Right?
Tim, we told you to stop.
Sorry. Yeah, no, that would be cool. I definitely want to see that place. Because, I mean, you know, I've heard of it too. Like, but being a Dunkin' Donuts in an old funeral
Well,
home.
It's, you can tell from the outside
That's-
that it's an old building because it's all brick and stuff, and it's like, oh, it's Dunkin' Donuts.
Well, you can never really tell, too, by, like, if every old building was haunted, it'd be different. But
Right.
it's like, you know, where I work, it was built 7 or 10 years ago.
Yeah, right. It's new.
And there's a ghost.
Mm-hmm.
They tore down a house that was there before. And
Yeah,
I think
it's
it
what
was
happened on
attached.
the land.
And that house was creepy as hell, too.
Yeah, it was an old white farmhouse, and we see a lady in the farm attire all the time.
Yeah.
Not just me; other employees have seen it. It's pretty crazy.
And the buildings I'm in, all the places are older, except for in Agawam. Agawam was built on Indian land, so of course there's going to be stuff there. There's a chief and they see a little Indian boy that goes through there. Now there's a lot more things going on because they just knocked some walls down in there. So Ludlow's the craziest though. Ludlow,
I just thought of a
Ludlow's.
place we should investigate.
yeah.
Anyone watch Curse of Oak Island?
Yep.
Oh, God,
Mm.
yes.
Love that
We
show.
should see if we can investigate Oak Island.
That would be amazing.
That would be cool. That's a cool place.
And find the treasure.
Yeah. Oh my God.
Yeah, find the treasure and yeah, we'll just do
Those
some
guys are, what,
EVPs.
like $10 million in debt looking for it right
Yeah.
now. It's
Yeah.
gonna be
Yeah.
like,
We'll be like, hey, we got some EVP recordings. We got where we know exactly where the treasure is. 50%, please.
People have
Dig
done
here.
Coney Island, right?
they might have. That would be a cool.
I don't know why they wouldn't have, like, with all the stuff that happens there.
Dude, there's just so many damn cool places.
Yeah.
Let's do them all.
Coney Island
You know,
would
I quit my
actually be
job.
cool.
Let's just do this all the time.
Sure.
We'll hunt for food.
Pay our bills.
Is there anything else, guys? Are we done here?
Get your tickets for the
Tickets,
barbecue.
PioneerValleyParanormal.com
Absolutely.
for food.
Raffles, games.
Raffles, games,
music.
spirits, fun, good times, people, adventure, excitement, all of it. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a theme park.
Yep. Pretty much.
It's gonna
So
be-
yeah, check out our website for details. Be sure to check out Facebook, the Instagram, the Twitter, the YouTube, and like, subscribe, share. And I think that's it. Anyone got anything to say?
That's it.
All right. Well, we're gonna go get some sleep before our investigation. Tune in tomorrow night on the medias for the live videos. But in the meantime, thank you for listening to People vs. Paranormal. I am Ben.
I am Anthony.
I'm Tim.
I'm Lauren.
Rest in peace.